Okay, the third objective that we have to go over tonight is that students will explain the distinction between objective and subjective morality and give an example. Explain why it is important to separate these two aspects of morality when discussing a moral issue. All right. When people are discussing morality, one of the first topics that usually comes up and needs to be discussed is whether morality is objective or subjective. Okay, so some people might say, well, morality is objective. It is a list of things that cause harm, of things that are evil, and a list of things that are good, and we are simply called to do what is good and avoid what is evil. And in that sense, morality is objective. And then the other side is that morality is also subjective. You know, the other person points out that people's motives make a difference. The circumstances in a particular moral decision definitely can make a difference. You know, what's going on during the time of that the decision was made, or what are the intentions of the actor, and all of those things. So on the one hand, you have somebody saying, no, morality is black and white. It's an objective list of what is good and what is evil. And the other person is saying morality is subjective because circumstances change and intentions change and situations change, and so all of that changes the morality of a particular act. And the reality is that both of those things are true. All right? So whenever we're discussing morality, we need to first make sure that we separate the objective elements of morality with the subjective elements of morality. The objective elements of morality are the act itself. All right? So certain acts that we do cause harm, and certain other acts that we do... This is Brian. He's watching me. All right, Brian, can you go away now so I can finish this? All right, here we go. Okay, so anyway, there's objective and subjective elements of morality. The objective elements of morality are the act. Certain acts cause harm and other acts cause good. All right, and so we can objectively say that lying causes harm, stealing causes harm, killing causes harm, and all of those things are therefore objectively wrong. All right? On the other hand, we can create scenarios where the actor or the person who's lying, the person who's stealing, the person who's killing may be more or less culpable or guilty for the particular act that they're committing based on the circumstances and on their intentions. So all moral acts have both an objective and a subjective reality. The objective reality is basically what is the act, and does the act cause harm or does it not cause harm? And the subjective elements of morality is about the actor. What are the intentions? What are the circumstances of the actor? What is the mental capability of the actor? All of those kinds of things. But those things determine the culpability level of the actor, but they do not determine the harm that is caused from an act that is immoral. So, for example, if a student falls down the stairs, they're going to get hurt. All right? So if I'm walking down the hallway and I bump into a student accidentally and the student falls down the stairs, they're going to get hurt. On the other hand, if I see a student that I don't like standing at the top of the stairs and I walk up to them and push them down the stairs, okay, they're also going to fall down the stairs. In both circumstances, the individual is hurt. In both circumstances, the individual has the same amount of injuries or the same level of pain. The same amount of harm is brought into the world. The same amount of pain is brought into the world. That is objective. Okay, so a student falls down the steps and a student gets hurt, and that's objective. However, in those two situations, in the one case, I would have a very low culpability level. Maybe my only guilt would come from the fact that I wasn't paying attention, or I should have been more aware of my surroundings. All right, but in the other scenario where I actually pushed the student down the stairs, I would have a very high level of culpability. So that would be willful harm, which would be sinful. All right? But one of the important things to understand about morality is we are ultimately responsible for the harm that we bring into the world, whether whether we meant to bring it in or not. The same harm enters the world. All right? And so in that sense, we can discuss morality at a level of objectivity. What actions bring harm and what actions bring good. But at the same time, there's another subjective element of morality where it depends on the mental capacity, the intention, the circumstances of the actor. So when some people say, no, 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 morality is black and white, and other people say, no, 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 morality is gray, the actual answer is that it's both. All right? So there's an objective level of morality and a subjective level of morality. When we're discussing moral issues in the classroom, we're going to try very hard to stick with the objective level rather than the subjective level. All right, because when you're discussing a moral issue, you can say to someone, look, this behavior causes harm. It causes this harm and this harm and this harm. These are the things that happen when you do this particular behavior. All right, and then if someone says, well, wait a minute, are you calling my sister a sinner because she does this and this? Well, I don't know anything about your sister. I don't know what her intentions are, her circumstances. I have no way of measuring her culpability level. All I'm saying is that this particular behavior causes harm.